All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Another episode of the Always Chillin' podcast. Skinny D and the Sandman coming at you from the barbershop once again. I want to talk about the Lincoln Fishman. I never heard about this before.
I found two articles about it.
You did? I'll read the.
They weren't like close in date. They weren't close.
Yeah, they're like years apart. The Reddit posts are years apart. There's a Reddit post from 7 years ago and a Reddit post from 2 years ago. This is on the r/Lincoln subreddit. I saw. It's called "I Saw a Fishman at Holmes Lake last night." Holmes Lake is in Lincoln.
It's a lake here in Lincoln.
I saw a fishman at Holmes Lake last night around 10:45 p.m. This is 7 years ago, 2018. It was down by the swampy easternmost part where it turns into a stream that goes by the dog run on the east side of 70th Street. If you're not from Lincoln, they don't mean shit to you. Or maybe the stream empties into the lake. I'm not sure. That doesn't have anything to do with this. I was riding my bike on the trail by the dog run that went down under 70th Street. You said that already, man. Get to it. That's when I saw the fishman dive into the stream and heard a big splash. I don't mean it was like a mermaid that had a fish part and a people part or whatever. It was some sort of fish-human hybrid, like a slee stack from Land of the Lost. I don't know what that is.
Let's look up a slee stack.
Well, he has a link to something.
Slee stack.
A slee stack.
Oh, them motherfuckers.
Yeah,
I used to have nightmares about those fucking things when I was a kid.
I know what that is.
Oh, shit.
Dude, I used to.
I didn't know that's what that was.
I used to watch like alien abduction shows and shit and get freaked out, you know? And you know, like when cars drive by and they come through your blinds and it makes like light go across. Dude, I'd be like, oh, I'd be like, the aliens.
Oh, shit.
There was this show. I don't remember what it was one of those like unsolved true mystery things. But it had this shot of like just this alien like standing outside this lady's house. Like she looked out the window and there's just an alien out there like yeah, he kind of looked like that. But dude, it fucked me up, man. I was like scared to look out the window at night, and I would see those lights come through, and I'd be
How
like,
old were you?
I don't know, probably like 6 or 7,
Oh,
like
yeah,
little.
yeah, you were shook.
Yeah, I was like, oh fuck.
Huh.
Anyway,
Fishman.
so a slee stack from Land of the Lost, less reptilian and more fish-like. If you imagine the scales are fish scales and the claws are fins, that would give a pretty good picture. So instead of having these claws, there's more like a fin situation. But he has it's pretty detailed, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's breaking this shit down.
It's a pretty detailed account. To hide my surprise, I casually said, "Hey, fishman," but it didn't reply, perhaps because they were already underwater at that point. It was late at night, might not have been a real fishman, but if it was a guy in a fishman's suit, I really commend his commitment by diving into the water.
See, that's what I always say about even
around.
Bigfoot and shit. It's like, yo, your commitment is like, what's the odds this dude's gonna ride his bike down here and here I am? You know what I mean? That's you're fully committed, and you got a fishman suit on.
Yeah.
Then you jump in the water.
Yeah.
Like you better be a strong swimmer, or you're a real fucking fishman.
Nobody in the comments is taking him seriously. Like
Nobody.
Nobody believes it. And then there's another Reddit post. Let me see. This one doesn't say fishman. He doesn't. That's what it like corroborates it a little bit. I'm gonna try.
That's what I said. Like, no way they knew each other. They're years apart.
Unless it's the same guy. He made a different account.
Same guy.
I didn't look at like their posting histories and stuff because you can look and see like how long has this motherfucker been posting.
Look at that either.
What was it called? It was like called "Saw Something Strange at Holmes Lake."
Fishman.
At Holmes
Well,
Lake.
I did. Like I said, me and my mom years ago, and my mom will tell this same story. We were out there, me and my mom and my dad, we'd, ride around, try to make me tired and shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
we ended up
it
in
works
the lake,
too.
throw some rocks in the lake, skip some rocks. Well, way in the middle of the lake, there were these splashes, like, so me and my mom, my dad, loves to play jokes and shit, so we turn around, he's sitting in the car, smoking a cool Filter King, like, what? You know what I mean? So we walk a little down further and chilling, and it's nighttime. Again, huge splash. So my mom's like, what the fuck? So then it happened again, like 2 seconds later.
Crazy.
So we got the fuck up out of there.
For sure. Sounds like something fishman would do.
But throughout the years, I've always heard crazy story. Like I text you, I was like, yeah, you don't want to be over on that side of the lake. There was no bike trail back then. So
it was just like open.
It was a real swamp.
Shit, yeah.
It was just a swamp. Yeah, you didn't want to be back there. But mainly fights. I've never heard about fishmen, but a lot of kids, you know what I mean? Shit, even me would go back there and just fight because you had a good panoramic view of the cops coming down 70th or, all directions.
Yeah.
But no
fish
fishman or anything.
This is the other post. This one's called "Wild Occurrence at Holmes Lake!" Exclamation point. Need advice? Question mark! Exclamation point. Says hello. So to preface, I'm not a believer in the unknown. That being said, tonight I was taking my nightly stroll around Holmes Lake, and like this person apparently takes a walk around Holmes Lake every night.
Walking down there at night, and it's different. It's lit up. Okay, I gotta remember. It's lit up now. Okay.
I saw something that deeply troubled me. Out of the darkness, something came lurching. I think it came from the waters, but I cannot be certain. It was tall and green and frankly scared me. It smelled like fish. Who do I report this to? Has anybody else seen some kind of fish man? I'm freaking out here. Please help. This is on the South Shore. And everybody in the comments is like, oh my God, is this another fishman sighting? Like,
okay, South Shore now. Huh?
Yeah,
South
Shore.
Shore.
The other one was like the East.
So this is
Shore,
the East. Damn,
yeah.
South Shore. That's pretty. That's a pretty busy area right there. That's like where the beach, like sand area is.
Yeah, so everyone's just like, everyone's just in the comments like, Fishman's back.
Huh.
So, yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna go out there and try to see, but.
Oh, this is kind of interesting. There was a link to another post on r/Lincoln. It might be fun to just troll on Reddit and see what's on here. And just read it on the show and get free content. This one says local cryptid lore. You know, a cryptid. It's like Bigfoot and shit. I didn't know that word until kind of recently. What the fuck is this? Let me switch the music.
A being.
Yeah, it's
some
like
kind of being.
Some kind of weird fucking, I don't even know, thing. Let's listen to this new Lil Wayne real quick.
Oh, garbage. Hot garbage. Hot garbage. It's hot garbage. You didn't get the garbage can out there in time, so they had to leave it till next week. That's what that new Lil Wayne album is, dog.
Yeah,
it's the garbage man forgot your shit. It's 106 degrees outside.
Yeah, so far
I said maybe 2 songs.
Not incredibly impressed. I mean, there's got to be one probably, right?
At least I don't even know the names of them.
At
You
least
just
one
have to play
banger,
them.
but I'm not gonna.
I give him 2 on that.
I'm not gonna try to find it right now.
Yeah,
Let me find a good playlist.
Man, my son was so mad at me
because you didn't like it.
Well, he doesn't
Kinda
like
did.
he doesn't like Kendrick, and I'm like, okay. Sometimes Kendrick,
So he just doesn't.
like he
So
didn't
he
like
just-
the halftime show.
So he just wants to like Wayne. Like he wouldn't.
well, that's their
like he
era.
he wouldn't admit if it was bad. You know what I mean? Like he's sticking to his gun. He's dying on that.
It's just different. He's different, and I'm like,
yeah.
nah.
Like does he listen to it when you're not around? Doubt it.
I liked Wayne.
Wayne's good. I mean, Wayne was.
I liked Wayne,
my generation more than.
but I always, and this is like, I gotta listen to shit that I related to. Like I'm more NWA, DOC, you know what I mean, that gangster shit.
Yeah.
I didn't sell dope. I didn't do dope, so I didn't listen. I didn't listen to trap music. Anybody that promote Jay-Z, anybody that promoted like drug dealing and shit, like I can't ride and say, yo, I had 3 birds, because that wasn't my thing. I didn't deal in drugs. I dealt in the hurt business. So motherfucker, I'll pop your ass or I'll pop your ass. That's
Yeah,
my kind
for
of
sure,
rap.
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? You got your battle rappers, you got rappers, you got rhymers, you got spitters. There's all kinds of different, you know what I'm saying? Jadakiss. Jadakiss is one of the greatest out, but Jada can't carry no album. Jada's albums are whack to me. But a spitter, he's a spitter. Wayne, he's a spitter. That double entendre shit, you know what I mean? Shit like she got nuts on her chest, call them chestnuts. Like he's the master at that shit.
For sure. Yeah.
But when it comes to like battle rapping and he ain't that. If he would have aimed at Kendrick with this album, it would have been worse off than what it is.
I wish he would have though. That was fun when the Kendrick Drake thing was going.
It was fun, but there's just some dudes,
It was like-
man.
When the first time I listened to Not Like Us, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then he says, certified pedophile. I was like, whoa.
This is real.
I was like, whoa.
And I think
It's like the mood changed.
I think
I was like, oh my God.
I don't know if I texted it to you, and I think a lot of old heads even felt the same way I did. Like the disses in hip hop, like, and I don't want to promote like nobody killing or fucking each other up, but like it ain't. You got to say shit. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, And when he did that, I was like, oh, okay, this is a different.
That was
level.
fucking crazy. I was like, what?
Yeah, this is a different level. This is Biggie Pac. This is Ice Cube NWA. This is Ice T against LL Cool J. You know, shit got serious. And then speaking of LL, I mean, shit.
He's pretty good too.
A lot of people, you know, they give Eminem that his flowers as far as like battle rapping, and I do too. But I think M will even admit there's one motherfucker that
I think he did, right?
did he? Did he
I
ever?
think he might have.
But
Or maybe I've just heard you say that before.
you could see M's whole, you know, LL was his goat. I think yeah.
Well, and he didn't do it just to do it.
No.
You have to like talk shit about his daughter or something.
Yeah, I mean,
Like he's not looking for it.
not looking for it. But yeah, that new Lil Wayne, that's
Whatever. We lasted about 15 seconds with it.
oh you
Now we got back to the hotel.
hey man, better than that Wayne album.
I love this dude. Sick honky, straight going donkey. All right. Local cryptid lore, r/Lincoln. I've heard a lot of the Holmes Lake Fishman, but are there? This is from 4 years ago. So people are talking about the Fishman. I've never heard of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Read on.
All right. I've heard of the Holmes Lake Fishman, but are there any other local myths, cryptids, or ghost stories that don't get very much notoriety? This is all about Lincoln, so this is interesting.
This is an old ass town.
Yeah, so the first one, maybe you've heard of this. The alien abduction of Nebraska State Patrolman Herbert Schreimer.
What?
You don't know about this?
Hold up, man.
Let's read it. There's a
I got some State Patrol clients too, man, to holler at my boys about this one.
There's a news story too. Pretty cool local supernatural legend.
Took him?
He claimed he saw winged serpents once he was taken aboard. Yeah, let's read the. There's a news article. KMTV3 News Now Omaha.
Now we're not gonna call the State Patrolman a liar, are we?
I mean,
Like
maybe I don't know this motherfucker. I know State Patrol that have lied.
Okay.
Like you never seen a cop lie?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You asking me?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm surprised. Like,
I said that sarcastically.
Oh, okay. I was like, you're like,
nah, I didn't mean that.
You're like, you wouldn't call State Patrolman? I'm like, yeah, I would, dude.
What
Like,
was you
like,
took
for
somebody's
sure.
package, motherfucker, and went to a cornfield and smoked it.
All right, it's an Ashland cop, Herbert Schreimer, 1967. He says aliens stopped in his town and brought him aboard their ship. This is a guy named Cody Schmick. Somebody made like a comic book about this in 2011.
So he's possibly even still alive.
Maybe, yeah. There's a comic book, Arthur. Yeah, he took Schreimer's verbal account and made it into a 50-page comic book.
What?
He was drawn into the story because of Schreimer's credibility as a cop.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, whatever. Maybe I don't know this
67.
dude. I don't know this dude. I'm just skipping all this boring shit.
Took him aboard the ship. Winged serpents.
Okay, so I need to. This isn't even talking. This is talking about like the comic book. So I need to Google Herbert.
But you said winged serpents?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Winged serpents.
Abduction. Let's see what we can find about this.
That ain't a Klezak or whatever.
All right, this is also on Reddit. r/UFOs. Police officer Herbert Schreimer describes the inside of a UFO after his abduction experience in 1967.
Okay.
But it's a video, so I can't watch it right now.
We don't want to. Yeah, man.
All right, this is connectparanormal.net, a paranormal blog that also has the story. Right.
Does it say what town? County or whatever?
Ashland.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Not far
so
from
pretty
us.
close.
Next
Yeah,
county
like
over.
a half hour.
Shit.
All right, Ashland, Nebraska. Cold morning, December 3rd, 1967. Young police officer named Herb Schreimer saw something that would change his life forever and start a discussion about UFO sightings. Sure. What started out as a normal, quiet night quickly turned into a strange, controversial event, leaving Schreimer trying to... Oh, Schirmer, sorry. Chirmer. I thought it was R. I had it flipped. Schirmer. Who's Clark? According to Clark, at around 2:30 a.m. I don't know who the fuck Clark is. I need to scroll back up, I guess. Who the fuck is Clark?
Shit. Ashland ain't. Shit, you don't hear shit about Ashland no more. I don't even think it's much of a town.
They want to turn it into a lake.
like a water park or some shit.
They want to like flood it and turn it into a rich people lake.
What was it? What's it? Ashland Greenwood. Yeah, you don't hear shit.
Yeah,
about
there's
that
like tar
area
pits
no
out
more.
there or something.
Yeah.
Isn't there? It's like fossils and shit. Anyway, at around 2:30 a.m., Herb Shermer saw a strange object on the road ahead of him. The lights were flashing in the dark. At first, he thought it was a truck, so he turned on his high beams. He was shocked when the object flew off into the sky. He wrote a police report that says, "I saw a flying saucer at the intersection of Highway 6 and 63." There's a police report that says that.
He wrote a police report.
He wrote it. This was a short and confused account of the event. During the night, he had a terrible headache and a buzzing sound in his head that wouldn't go away. The next day, he found a red bump just below his left ear. So he saw this thing, and then he had a fucked up night.
Didn't we read a story about the couple getting
Similar.
same thing?
Similar, huh? Yeah.
Their brains and okay.
Yeah, but they got like it came down and got them out of their car and shit. They got like mind controlled into the fucking shit.
Telepathy. Yeah.
Shermer realized he had lost about 20 minutes and didn't know why. Because of this strange event in time, he decided to go to a psychologist who specializes in hypnotic regression. This is the same thing that the couple did too. They noted that while he was under hypnosis, Shermer started to remember bits and pieces of what happened. He remembered that his car radio and engine had shut off for no reason. That happened to the couple too. This was around the same time too. That was like some old school 60s shit.
There's
too.
another story of Jimi Hendrix's encounter. Same thing.
Oh, interesting. A white object emerged from the UFO and spoke to him mentally. Just a white object. It's wild. The people on board the ship, it says people. The people on board the ship claimed to be from another world, and their job was to stop us from destroying Earth, which we probably are prone to do. Shermer wanted to find out more, so he had another hypnosis session, which led to even more. He provided further details about the ship, emphasizing its metal construction and football-like shape. The ship's exterior was gleaming. Randall wrote, this is the psychologist, Randall wrote that he talked about how he wanted to run away but felt mentally held back. A creature clad in overalls and adorned with a winged serpent. He was like wearing a winged serpent. It's weird, dude. Emerged from the ship and directed a greenish gas toward Shermer's vehicle. After that, a bright light flashed and Shermer passed out. Like, why is the gas green, though? You know, shit like that makes me actually doubt stuff because, like, I don't know. Why is it green?
Why would it be green?
Like, I've never seen green gas in my life. So it's like, I mean, that could be, like, that's extra crazy because it was green gas, but it's like, that's like cartoonish to me almost.
Why would you be able to see it?
Yeah, right. It's gas. Like, you can't see, like, I don't know. Most gases, you can't see them, is all I'm saying.
Or smell.
Yeah, or smell. So he passed out. When he woke up, he discovered himself on the alien ship amid equipment that appeared to be computers and control panels. So he started hitting shit. I'm just kidding. He didn't do that. According to him, the aliens explained that their spaceship worked on electromagnetism and got its power from big bodies of water. Which is interesting because there's all that shit about UFOs being in the ocean. Like being like Atlantis type shit. It's all coming together. It's making sense. They also said that radar and ionization made their ship less useful. Before letting Shermer go, the beings told him not to tell anyone about their meeting and promised to come back again. So you broke that promise by telling everybody.
Man, they ain't coming back, though.
I don't know, dude. Because if I for real got abducted and they were like, "Don't fucking tell anybody about this," I probably wouldn't. I'd be like, "Okay."
There's a lot of shit that I'll take it to the grave.
I'd be like, all right.
Not a problem.
But then it's like, which one happened first, I wonder, the couple one or this one? Because maybe he read about the couple one and then he's like, that should happen to me too.
Was that one in the 60s?
I feel like it was. The rest of this article says UFO stories from the period, so let's see if it talks about that one. In 1947, pilot Kenneth Arnold said he saw 9 fast-moving objects near Mount Rainier, Washington. See, and like the ones that are this old, I'm like, that's kind of fucking crazy. Like, there's nothing that would even do that. Like, sometimes I can be like, well, that's a plane or whatever. Or a
absolutely nothing.
Or a balloon. But then they're like...
Planes were how old?
Shit doesn't make sense.
In 47?
Like
30 years?
30 years.
20 years?
That's what's super crazy, dude. Is planes have only been around for like 100 years.
And they're really in their infancy as far as like what they gonna be able to do. What's a 747 fly? What, 500 miles an hour?
Probably way more than that.
Probably way more than that. I'm probably way the fuck off. I'm probably 300 fucking miles off.
614 miles
600?
per hour. So you were close. I figured it'd be like 800. But I don't
That's
know
just
why-
a regular
why I thought that.
commercial 7.
Well, and they want to. The only reason they don't make them go faster is because supersonic flight is illegal. Like you're not allowed to do it for like citizens, for like transporting people.
Makes sense.
You're not allowed to do it because it's probably because it's super unsafe.
But
I think
G forces or whatever.
I think the current administration lifted that, so there are companies that are working on supersonic passenger.
Well,
planes.
and then you got these rich fucks, the Elons.
Well, and dude, if you're in a supersonic plane, you can get to California in like a
Bow!
fucking hour. I bet. That
How
shit's
fast would
fucking
that
crazy.
be?
Like those B-2 bombers that bombed Iran, they went there and back in 30 hours.
Yeah, so I was gonna say they told 36 hours, probably less than that. Probably less than that.
Those things are like, they're like almost all automated now. So there's 3 dudes in there, and they like take turns napping, and they just like watch and make sure that nothing goes bad. They got a bathroom in that motherfucker for real. They're taking shits in there.
Like you probably know more than me, but I was talking to somebody about it. Like that one plane, dog, costs more than probably 4 or 5 countries spend on their whole military, dog.
Yeah.
Just one of those.
Probably even more than 4 or 5, dude.
Probably more. You know what I mean? You're like, no, and I'm like, that's $1 billion, probably a couple, 2.
There's a lot of countries that probably don't even have like a
don't even
like a
have-
military. Like
Man, I ain't.
they have like militias probably, but there's probably a lot of countries that don't have like if you try to invade them, the farmers will start fighting you. But
Right. But
there's
eventually-
some that probably don't even really have a standing military. I bet. I don't know for sure. Let's Google it.
Greenland, I know they don't.
Yeah, but I feel like that some countries just choose not to, and I feel countries like
I
like
think
that.
they more choose
They're
not to.
like they're like inside Europe kind of, and they're like, well, if anybody fucks with us, then the United
We
States
can call them.
right.
We got to speak their.
Britain now or
It's
whatever.
weird
I
up
feel
there.
like-
I probably shouldn't have used Greenland.
I don't know if Greenland is like that.
It's just
talking
like,
out-
yo, we got to speak their language,
I'm
but
talking
we
out
can
my
call
ass.
them.
I'm talking out my ass completely about
Yeah.
that.
I probably
Do any countries not,
Not have
have
a
a
military.
standing military? I mean, Japan didn't for a while, but that's because we didn't let them, and we told them they weren't allowed to, so they started making weird shit instead. Several countries don't have a standing military.
Who?
Iceland does not.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They're a NATO member, so that's the thing. Is like if you're a NATO member and you get attacked,
Never
then
where the
everybody
fucking
else is
headquarters.
coming.
Yeah.
Costa Rica does not have a military. Monaco does not have a military. Liechtenstein, they abolished their army in 1868 because it was too expensive.
Liechtenstein?
Yeah, Liechtenstein.
Where the fuck is that?
I don't know. I would assume like Europe, somewhere. Liechtenstein.
Liechtenstein. I'm sorry, y'all. Liechtenstein.
Yeah. It's a German-speaking country
Right.
between Austria and Switzerland. So yeah, it's in Europe. But they're like, it's too expensive. So they wouldn't be able to afford a B-2 bomber. So you were right. It basically is what I'm saying is you were right about that.
Your whole country.
Because how much does a B-2 bomber cost, I wonder? B-2 bomber.
Couple dollars?
A couple dollars.
How far off was I?
Woo! Shit. What'd you say?
What'd I say? 2-3 billion?
Oh, okay. Well, you were too high, but this
Too
is
high?
This is insane to me because it's like almost $1 billion. It's $929 million
Just for one.
for one plane, and we got like
and we got how many?
8 of those motherfuckers. Probably more than that. I don't even know.
You ain't seeing this motherfucker. You're not gonna hear this motherfucker.
21. There's 21 of them made. We were originally there was going to be 132 of them.
We don't even need that.
That was during the Cold War. That's what's crazy too is these are actually kind of fucking old.
Yeah, concepts have been
this
around
shit's
for
old.
years.
Like the F-35s and shit. Those are kind of old planes.
Only got 8. You said we only have 8 total, and they were supposed to.
No,
put
I don't know. 8 was mine. It says there's 21.
21.
They made 21 of them. I don't know if
It was
all of them are
supposed to
still
be
around.
130.
Yeah, the original, they were like, we need 132 of these motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's if I put my spin on it, I'm just like, yo, man, we don't even need no more. These motherfuckers right here is already elite.
This article from Economic Times says these B-2 bombers cost about $2 billion each. Like once it's all said and done, like the procurement, the building it, whatever.
That's crazy.
So that's pretty fucking crazy. Anyway, in 1947, pilot Kenneth Arnold. So in 1947, we had that, and now we have $2 billion bomber planes that you don't even You don't even know they're coming.
And speaking of time frame, 1947 really wasn't that long ago either.
There's people who
still alive.
Yeah, my grandma was probably born like right around then.
So
Grandma was born in 45, maybe, I think. No.
Mine was 1933.
Yeah,
So yeah. So planes, ain't a whole lot of planes in the sky.
No, so he's up there. Probably he thinks he should be the only one there. He probably didn't even have lights on his shit.
In 67 in Ashland, yeah.
In 47. This one's 47.
47 at that.
And that's the same year that the Roswell thing happened.
No light pollution.
And this is over Mount Rainier, Washington. It's like there's nothing out there probably. It's a national park. And you're probably not allowed to just be flying over it.
No. They're probably protected airspace even back then.
Yeah. In the years following these events, many people reported having similar experiences, which led to the government to start studies like Project Blue Book. You heard of that?
Blue Book, Blue Beam.
Mm-hmm. The goal of this study, which ran from 1952 to 1969, was to look at UFO-related data scientifically. Despite thousands of reports, Project Blue Book determined that nature and man-made events likely cause most sightings. I'm sure.
That's the
I'm
easy
sure
fucking.
I'm sure they fucking
Yeah.
did.
Okay. Like what?
Yeah. See, similarities to the story of Betty and Barney Hill. Betty and Barney Hill was 1961, so it was like 6 years before. But would he have even known about it? Because unless you're like tuned into this,
he was not. They were in Baltimore. He's in Washington
he's in
State.
No, this is the Ashland guy.
Oh, the Ashland. Well,
But
still,
still,
you know what I mean? That's a gap.
Yeah. And unless you're like in the 60s, unless you're like looking for UFO news, I don't know that you see it. Like they weren't running Betty and Barney Hill in the Lincoln Journal Star.
Nah, I think
I think.
I think I'm
So.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no way he knew about Betty and Barney. No way.
Yeah. So that was
traveling about UFOs like that back then.
Right.
I don't think.
Yeah. And if you did, you were like crazy. You had to buy like some sensationalist crazy newspaper.
National Enquirer.
Yeah, some shit. If that even existed. Anyway, back to the local Lincoln stuff. Hobbitsville, have you heard of that?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
This guy doesn't go into detail. He says that was just a dumb thing way back in the day.
It was a pretty
And
dumb
I'm pretty
thing.
sure you'll get a trespassing charge if you try to go snooping around.
Hobbitsville. Oh
Yeah,
man,
what's that about?
that brings back so many. I kissed a girl in there. The house is still there.
Really?
Just recently sold for a couple million. About 5 years. Anybody that before me, my age, they all were like, "Wow, somebody actually bought this place." But back in the day, it was South Street. Was considered the edge of Lincoln.
Yeah.
And even in the late 80s, it really was still. Every Halloween or on a weekend or something, you know what I mean? Everybody, let's go to Hobbitsville. It had that brick wall. Then the last top 2 feet of the fence was like wrought iron. Like real old school fucking shit. Over in Sheridan Boulevard over there.
It's called the Abel Mansion now.
Really? Okay.
This person says a lovely family lives there. They're related to the original owner. The actual
would
name's
have to be
Abel
family.
Mansion. Yeah, the owner was a very sweet woman. My cousins knew her before her health got bad, and she moved to Florida, where she passed. I've lived down the street from the house for most of my... So this is just a house?
Not just any house. This house had a, what do you call them shits? Gazebo, but it was
Really?
stone, bro.
Oh.
It was made of fucking stone. In the swimming pool, it had a pool in it, but it wasn't like the traditional white bottom, blue bottom pool. It was fucking stone.
So it was just a weird... Like it was just a
weird,
weird house?
Like Castle Grayskull type shit, man. It was just like a medieval looking fucking place.
That's not exactly
even back
fishman
then,
quality.
it didn't look maintained.
Yeah.
The trees around it, and it had this one corner where everybody would climb the
So it was
fence,
just
and
creepy.
It was just creepy.
I got you. Now I guess it's super cleaned up. It's beautiful.
It is actually.
Yeah.
It's weird to actually see the house. Beautiful house.
There you
But
go.
back then, it looked like,
You ever read the Guide to the Ghosts of Lincoln book?
I have.
Apparently
have.
that's a book. They're talking about this book in the... I've never heard of Hobbitsville. This is the first I've heard of this shit.
They kind of shut it down. I think some kids got hurt. Something happened. Or the lady felt like she was being harassed. Shit, motherfuckers fuck shit up. You know what I mean? They fucked the whole little tradition up, and eventually, I think they started knocking it off. Like they would put cops on the corner and shit, so you couldn't really sneak in there no more. But yeah, I think I did it a couple times.
Yeah, now somebody just lives there, so if you try to sneak in, they probably call the
Yeah,
cops.
probably pop your motherfucker.
You probably get Swiss cheese to Hobbitsville now.
But I'm sure people, like, especially Halloween trick or treating and
Oh,
shit,
yeah,
people my age, they're like, yo, I remember this place. I bet they get it all the time.
I'm probably, yeah.
Never no ghostly shit though about that
Nah,
one.
it's just a weird house. This one I've thought gets suspiciously little talk is the Capitol building, specifically a rickety spiral staircase near the top, which, as far as I know, has been deemed unsafe and roped off for my entire life. First time I saw it, it creeped me out real bad. Neither it nor the other supposedly haunted areas in the building seem to get mentioned in the haunted locations conversation very often. The dome worker, except the dome worker, I've heard about that. Like, there's a dome worker that died and he haunts the fucking place. People never seem to bring them up, but every time I've asked around about it, someone has always responded very matter-of-factly about some accidental deaths and reports of hearing odd sounds and voices around that spiral staircase.
If I'm lying, I'm dying.
Okay.
I worked in the state capitol when I was in prison.
All right.
They called it work detail.
Yeah. They still do that at the state office building. They have,
the
they have
graves.
inmates
You see
come
the people in graves.
do the floors and shit.
Yeah, that was me.
And they're like, don't talk to them. Don't give them money.
Don't,
Don't buy them McDonald's.
or
like-
cigarettes.
It's like, okay. It's
But
like,
yeah,
don't fuck them.
I was on the state capitol crew.
Okay.
Wasn't really hard work. You know what I mean? You just basically mowing grass. You know what I mean? But you do all the state office buildings. Well, me, you know what I mean? I love naps. You know what I mean? So I thought I found a nice little secluded little corner, and that's where I was going to take my naps. Well, one morning, you get there at 5 in the morning. It's still dark. Ain't nobody even in this motherfucker yet. I heard some fucking horses like, oh shit. You know, they got some horses down here or something. You know, there's they do all kinds of shit, parade. You know,
yeah,
I
true.
see all the behind the scenes shit because I'm in there, right?
Yeah.
In the sub basement. So I'm like, you know, I get up and go on in there, and long story short, I told old boy, yo, I heard some horses. And he's like, oh yeah, you must be sleeping in the old horse stables. Yeah, where I was sleeping at was where they used to keep the horses.
Shit.
The library, the lady that floats around in there. I got locked in the courtyard one day, and there was absolutely no reason for me to get locked in that I hated those fucking courtyards. This is all the original shit, dog.
I've been getting
tiles.
I've been getting like nonstop chills.
Man, everything that guy, if you haven't read the whole article yet, yeah, 7 men died while building that bitch.
Shit. It's not even that impressive. It's not even that good. Like, I'm just kidding. It's cool. It's the Capitol building's actually pretty cool.
From the inside, it is.
Yeah, I like the Capitol building. It's
This is the third Capitol we have. You can get to floor, I think 6, but from floor 6 to like 11, off limits. You can't stop on that floor. For like 8 floors, you can't stop. You got to go from like 6 to 13 if you want to go to the.
I wonder what's up there.
To the top. I've been to the top. They let us go take pictures up. I didn't go up out there. Yikes. But when I saw that staircase and I looked down, I said, "Oh no!"
Oh, so you know the staircase is.
I'm stopping right here. So I sat in the room with a bunch of old ladies. You know, they're in there. You know, typing and all these fucking machines. I sat in there and chopped it up with them. They went up there and took pictures. There's 13 bullet holes up in that thing. Whoa. From where motherfuckers used to just pop at it and shit. 13 I know that for a fact. There's 13 bullet holes in this.
People are so fucking weird.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, okay. Back in the day. Yeah, so
people just bored. I'm gonna shoot at the Capitol building.
Whatever he's gonna say about that place, yeah, it's all true.
That's pretty much it. Just noises, voices. This person says, my dad works there. Some of his coworkers claim that the maintenance level is haunted.
Yeah,
it's creepy as hell down there if you're alone. I've hung out there with him late at night, and the lower level has these long corridors, weird vaults with heavy metal doors.
All the vaults, bro.
Yeah, this is like all the stuff you've talked about.
All the vaults, like what are those? What is in those?
It's creepy. The level I think you're talking about is weird. It's if you're in the rotunda where all the murals are and look up to the windows, you see the area of a staircase. Between the walls, there's a circular staircase that goes up to just underneath the sower. Outside of the tip is where the peregrine falcons nest. That's cool. Every time I've been up there, the floor is littered with animal limbs and duck skulls because of the falcons. Cool view of Lincoln, but off limits to the public. Whatever. That's the whole thing. This person, they're asking for weird shit. This person just said Wilderness Park, and he linked to something. This is a article.
You read this one. What?
An article. It's a blog, not even an article. It's called "Ghosts of Wilderness Park in Lincoln, Nebraska."
Okay, read this one, and I'll give you my.
All right.
I think I already told you about it once, but
Shit,
I'll share it again.
We're gonna get historical in this.
Please do.
All right. So there are 2 stories in this thing that revolve around a stretch of woods west of Lincoln, Nebraska, known as Wilderness Park. One regarding a rail disaster in the late 1800s.
Yep. Guy's name was Ralph.
The other regarding what people claim to be a child murdering witch. Okay, let's check it out. First, the ghosts of the Rock Island train disaster. I've never heard of this.
Yeah.
This will be the first I've heard about this. In 1894, a train was headed northward and crossing over Salt Creek. Something went wrong, and the locomotive, along with a few cars, fell off the bridge to the ground below. It started on fire.
Guy named Ralph was gonna rob the train. He didn't mean to derail the whole fucking train, but it fell over, and the steam fucking killed, I think, like 30-something people. That's the real story.
This doesn't even say anything about that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, it doesn't say anything about Ralph. The real tragedy is that it wasn't an accident. The bridge was sabotaged. The saboteur was found and convicted, but that didn't change the fact that people died.
He got let go, though.
Oh, shit.
Back then.
Some say these people still roam the area near Salt Creek in what is now Wilderness Park. So this is 11 people died in this.
11.
Some who hike through Wilderness Park at dusk report strange whispering noises coming from the trees. Others who have lost track of the hour and get caught by the setting sun in darkness say they've heard the sound of heavy footsteps behind them in the area of the bridge. However, when they turn around, there's nobody there. Many feel that these noises are the spirits of those killed in this disaster. People perhaps seeking justice because the man who killed them only served 10 years, and then he got released on parole.
Black man.
A marker along the Jamaican North Trail marks the spot where the disaster occurred, and those souls lost their lives. Then it has the longitude and latitude of it, in case you want to go check it out.
I haven't been that far into the park, because that motherfucker's like 8 miles.
Wilderness Park.
It's like Lincoln's version of Central Park.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, if you go in there, you want to go in the morning or
Yeah,
midday, because if it's close to
It'll be a whole day thing.
Yeah, and like you said, you'll lose your sense of direction in that bitch, and you're in that bitch, right? But back in high school days, 92, 93, 90, 91, 92, 93, it was a hangout area. It was back then, you got to think, none of that shit was out there. We were all about having the views of seeing the police coming, because we all knew the back way out of there.
Yeah, for sure.
That was always the main thing. We can see them coming, so we can get out of there. This particular area is what they call it, Devil's Entrance or something. They named it something, the Devil's Entrance, but the wall's still out there. It's like a entrance wall, concrete. And there's like a little ramp, and there's the area you can hang out and shit, right? We got music playing. Motherfuckers ain't gonna call the police because it's the country back then, right? We out here smoking 40 ounces and shit. And all of a sudden, I wasn't the first one to see it, but I remember out of the corner of my eye, I remember looking over, and what are them, the church robes with the hoods, what you call cloaks?
Yeah.
They were either black or they looked purple to me, or like maroon. But off, catty corner diagonal out of my eyesight, I see a group of maybe 15, 20 motherfuckers with these cloaks on. Man, we probably 25, 30 deep out here.
That's crazy.
I had to have, a couple of my homies even tell you the same fucking story. Everybody's seen this. Came out of the goddamn trees, man. Walked right by us. Don't. These motherfuckers didn't acknowledge us, not one iota, dog. Whoa. They didn't flinch like fuck nothing, and walked to the other side of the park. Went back into the fucking trees, dog, and I haven't been out there since. I think I was 19. I ain't been out there since. Man. I'm 49 years old, dog. I ain't been out there since.
At first, I was like, maybe that's some Klan shit, but I feel like they would have said something to you.
Oh, they would have. Yeah,
it was.
I mean, but shit, this was even a mixture. It's white motherfuckers out. Everybody was out here.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Okay. So we knew immediately it wasn't that.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? And everybody, yeah, no, we doing shit. They didn't Nothing. Just probably about
That's crazy.
from me to my station. That close. Like
That's
we
crazy.
could.
And
Smell 'em.
it's not like they would fuck with somebody like that because they don't even know somebody's gonna be out there. And that's a lot of motherfuckers to just sit out there just in case somebody comes out there just to scare them.
That's
like,
that always.
don't
That's
seem-
what I always. What's the odds? You know, it wasn't like we went
Like,
out there
it
every
doesn't seem
night
worth-
and hung out.
it doesn't seem worth
this.
it. And if it's somebody that you knew, like just fucking with you, you would know. Like
We would know who that.
they would
is.
tell you.
It wouldn't last that long.
Eventually, they would be like, "Got you."
Got y'all motherfuckers. No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been. You know what I mean? I got you motherfuckers. Yeah, but didn't see any faces. I don't want to say they were ghosts. I would like to think they were human,
Yeah,
just by the way they were moving. But yeah, man, that's my Wilderness Park encounter.
That's weird. That's weird. And then there's this. Like this.
Then
Maybe
there's that.
This maybe makes this. Even,
I would say probably a
The-
cult.
the-
The park
well,
is big enough.
This one is the Witch of the Woods out in Wilderness Park. So maybe
Okay,
this has something to do.
I
Maybe this
haven't
has something
heard
to do
that
with
one.
that.
Maybe it is something with that.
In the early 1900s, there was a period where about half a dozen or so local children went missing in Lincoln. Many believe they ran away, but some believe they disappeared in Wilderness Park. It wasn't until one boy went missing and his sister claimed to see him with a woman in the woods who lived in a secluded shack in what
I
is
never heard this.
what is now Wilderness Park. Locals called this woman the Witch of the Woods. I'm gonna try to find a source on this because there would be like news articles about kids going
I
missing.
never
and
heard
shit.
this one. I'm from here.
Locals called this woman the Witch of the Woods. Police searched the wooded areas and eventually found the bodies of the children. There's a Wikipedia about it, maybe. Local police questioned the woman who lived in the shack, and she only complained because the children always ran all over her property. There was no evidence that she did it, so they couldn't make an arrest. However, once locals heard what the woman had said, they took matters into their own hands. This is kind of this gets
I
a
had to
little,
look this
this
one
gets a little
up.
this gets a little fucking grim, dude.
Oh shit!
The Witch of the Woods was found one day hanging by the neck from a tree with a chain. So they went and hung this motherfucker.
Some vigilante justice.
Yeah, and she maybe didn't even. I mean, there was bodies of the kids on her property. This is what I kind of. This is why I want to find a source on this one because it's like the police found bodies of children like at your house and they didn't. They were like, "Well, we got nothing." Like I fucking doubt it.
Even in the 1900s, bitch,
Yeah.
you gotta come with us.
Yeah. So the Witch of the Woods was found hanging by the neck. Some people say in Wilderness Park you can hear the moans of the Witch of the Woods and the rattling of chains.
I wonder
That'd be
which-
scary.
I wonder which part of the park.
Some say they have actually found buried chains that have led to the tree where the woman was hanged. Be careful what you find at the end, though, because they say the Witch of the Woods was buried there with the chains still on her. Somewhere in the woods, a shrine exists that memorializes the children who lost their lives.
See, you gonna have to walk through that motherfucking. I ain't doing that.
Yeah, it's
Even
like-
in the daytime,
it's like somewhere.
Not. Shit.
You know what I'm going to do, dude? I'm going to ask ChatGPT if that's true. I'm going to see if ChatGPT.
Hey,
First, I'm going to say,
I've been
are
using
you
this
familiar
man. I've been using
with
this
the
shit out that
Witch
motherfucker for the big, small shit, medium shit, all that
of the
shit.
Woods story about wilderness.
I'm
Park.
screenshotting motherfuckers' comments and asking GBT about it. Like, yo,
What's this shit?
what's
I'll have to
this
show you. I gave it a picture of me and my cat, and I was like, make this a cartoon. And it did a really good job. Okay. ChatGPT says, we should just ask ChatGPT, like, what urban legends are in Lincoln?
Hey, man.
The Witch of Wilderness Park is one of Lincoln's most enduring urban legends. Here's a breakdown. As the tale goes, in the early 1900s, a handful of children were disappeared. Yeah. All right. This has no historical evidence. Official records show no witch hangings or child murders tied to this story.
Stop, y'all.
So there you go. It's not true.
I feel like ChatGPT should like go find that article and delete it itself for us.
Yeah. Historians confirm that this park was once Epworth Park,
Theme park.
a thriving resort with cabins, rail access, even performances by notable figures. This was not an isolated, sinister settlement.
The train thing, real. But other than that, it was
Right.
a park. It was a
Yeah.
like with rides and shit.
Well, ChatGPT even says this train thing happened. Like, it straight up is like, it's associated with the 1894 Rock Island train wreck, which did happen.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
the
was
witch.
gonna say, I ain't never heard that one.
The witch. It's a chilling ghost story, but it's not true.
It was a good one. It was good. Y'all had me.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Anyway, back to the Reddit post. I want to get through this thing. There's not that many comments. The Lincoln subreddit's not that popular, I guess. Ghosts of Irvingdale Park.
Okay,
You know anything
Irvingdale
about
Park is a big park too. It takes that's the park over by my house. Is this about the little boy?
Yeah, I was gonna say. It doesn't say. It just says ghosts of Irvingdale Park. So I'm asking ChatGPT, what about ghosts of Irvingdale Park?
Okay. Some weird shit happens over in the hood, bro.
All right, let's check this out. Eminem's so aggressive, dude.
Marshall Mathers LP, boy. I remember going to Best Buy and getting this bitch.
Oh, this ChatGPT's like, I don't got anything for Irvingdale Park, but I got some stuff for Antelope Park and Wilderness Park and the Richmond House. You heard about the Richmond House?
Richmond House. No,
Yeah,
start with that one.
Let's do the Richmond House. Tell me about
Where's this
the
at? What's the
Richmond
address?
House, then.
I'll drive by.
All right. It's thinking. Searching the web. Compiling. Oh, I'm going to give you the address, actually. The Richmond House, located at 1824 North 29th Street. That's a haunted place.
Yeah,
Seems like a spot that would be
crazy
haunted.
area.
Sometimes noted as 1830.
And Lincoln's not a
29th
crazy
Street.
town. It's just an old town. People, it's just
One of the area's most notorious I kind of recognize it. See all the pictures? Looks a little familiar.
Yeah, it does
All right.
look familiar.
So,
What's the story?
there's a disturbing backstory.
Uh-oh.
In the 1920s, a gruesome triple murder-suicide unfolded. Dude named Bill allegedly. I love how they say allegedly, like when he killed himself. He killed them
He
and then
did
himself.
it.
He's not gonna sue you for slander. He's fucking dead.
He did it.
All right. Husband Bill allegedly shot his wife Venus, her lover, and their newborn baby. Then he didn't shoot himself. So he shot them, and then he went outside and laid down on the railroad tracks and got run over by a train.
Oh,
That's fucking crazy.
that's heavy.
And they never found the baby's body. So
That's heavy.
So the baby's body is probably still in that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, baby in there.
It's in the wall or something.
In the cellar or some shit.
Although the story is local lore, it's gained traction through Ghost Tour to promote material apparitions reported in several books.
Richmond House. Yeah, I ain't never heard that one.
All right, so here's what they say happens at this place. First, in the basement, a patch of concrete allegedly looks like a baby's face, and the wall's always wet. What the fuck?
That's some poltergeist shit.
Oh, I don't know if it's a wall. It's a patch of concrete, so it might be the floor.
That's some poltergeist shit.
And I don't. If they say a patch of concrete, does that mean that there's not there's just like one little piece of concrete? Because that probably is where the baby's at.
Unless he chiseled it out and
disembodied sounds. Visitors report crying women, baby wails, whispered arguments between male entities, and candle wax smells. There's reports of being pinched or pushed and objects moving on their own. Paranormal investigators captured EVPs. I forget what the electronic voice phenomenon, I think that means. In the basement, one recorded voice that plainly says help. We should listen to that. I bet you we can find that tape of that. It gave me a source, so I bet if I click the source, I'll hear the tape. Apparitions. Habitants and ghost tour guests have claimed seeing spirits and hearing footsteps in empty rooms. The famous paranormal duo, Brad Steger and Irene Hughes, investigated the house in the 1970s.
I heard they came.
Documenting phenomena that led to mentions in local books and stuff. One former resident detailed life in the house for 55 years, affirming consistent unexplained noises, apparitions, and the concrete baby face previously thought of as fiction. So this guy lived there for 60 years. He's like,
he confirmed it.
He's like, yeah, that shit happens. But dude, if shit, I'd move.
Fuck up out of there.
I'd give it a couple years of weird shit like that happening,
Maybe a
and
couple
be like,
hours.
like I don't need to be here.
I'm
Well, I mean, like I get it if you bought the house, and like if all that's happening is like you're hearing like whispers and shit. Like
I'm about to sell this motherfucker. I'm gonna tell the next people.
I could spend a couple years convincing myself I'm not actually hearing that, you know?
Well, my grandma used to say, baby, they ain't here to hurt you.
But 55, I don't. Well, that's the thing too, is if ghosts could hurt people, like if ghosts are real, people would be dying all the fucking time.
Especially if you the motherfucker that killed him. Hey, motherfucker, I'm coming. I'll be back to get your bitch ass.
Like ghosts would be killing people all the time.
Let me go up here and check in with my maker, but
like
I'll be back to get you.
Like all the ghost hunters and stuff, like get out of my house and then push them down the stairs.
Get out.
All right.
Yeah, my grandma used to say that, baby. They ain't
Oh,
here
this
to
is kind
hurt
of
you.
interesting. So this website is NebraskaHauntedHouses.com, and it's like people like will be like, oh yeah, my family lived here, and here's what happened. So it's like a map of all the haunted houses
Oh.
in Lincoln and like.
Oh, I think we lived in a haunted house.
All right. I mean, does any? Let me see. Help.
I'm on this.
Well, this person, they don't post the EVP. They just say that they got one. It'd be cool if they actually posted it. But in the southeast corner of the basement, you'll find an old porcelain baby doll face encased in the concrete. Oh, so it's like there's like an
Whoa.
actual doll encased in the concrete.
Whoa.
And the concrete always looks wet. I have two
Whoa.
photographs of it.
Why would you do that?
This is from 2019. While another local person and myself were in the basement doing EVPs, over the sound of us talking and the crunch sounds of walking over pieces of drywall, you can hear in the recording someone whispering help. Just at the northeast corner, we found a concrete cistern buried under a dead tree.
Huh?
In the early days, the trees were used as grave markers. Who plants a tree on top of a concrete slab to hide it? There's a tree on top of this concrete slab, I guess. I told the owner he should report it to the police, but he wouldn't because he's a paranoid weed smoker.
Damn.
What if the missing baby is there?
I mean,
Doesn't
shit.
he need closure? I have witnessed and pics
What
to
you
every.
paranoid about?
See, this dude's like, I have witnesses and pics to everything I just wrote, but he didn't post them. So,
So is
and then this one, go ahead.
the paranoid weed smoker that owns the house, is
Yeah.
he a relative?
I don't know. This doesn't say. It just said they were like, you should call the cops. He's like, I got too much weed in here. I'm not calling the fucking cops.
Oh, okay. He don't want. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought maybe
Yeah.
his great uncle or somebody.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
he wasn't like geeked out or
got shit in
anything.
the
I don't
house,
think.
dog.
I think he's just like, I don't want the police around because I'm smoking weed. Anyway, it's not illegal to smoke it. It's just illegal to have it once it's gone. All right, my family lived in this house for 55 years. This person says they posted this on October 7th, 2019. My family owned this house until it was sold in 2016. So this other one was from 2019. So they sold it in 2016. The paranoid weed smoker, not part of the family. I grew up there. This is like an old dude talking about I grew up in this motherfucker.
55 years.
From the day we moved in, there were noises like the sound of shattering glass, a woman weeping, a baby crying, our names being called, and apparitions that not only we saw, but people who came to visit without even knowing the house was haunted would see them. Dude, I'm getting the fucking goosebumpies again.
Oh,
I half expected to look up and see like
man.
a ghost standing in the fucking corner. And now that I've said that out loud, I'm like too scared to look. Right. This dude knows all the deets about what happened. The story of the murders were told to us by the woman who lived next door when the murders happened. So they moved into this house, and the next door
this
neighbor
is concrete.
was if it's true.
Concrete.
If it's true.
No pun intended. I mean,
sorry, baby. The man Bill worked for the railroad and was gone a lot, and the wife Venus took a lover. This all is checked out from like the other article thing. But this maybe is where ChatGPT got it from. Yeah, people don't name their kids Venus
not
anymore.
then.
So Venus took a lover and became. Oh, that's why he killed the baby. Venus took a lover and became pregnant by the lover. She promised to stay with Bill, and he found out about the affair, and she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, but I'll stay with you." And so she decided to leave the lover, but I guess she didn't really leave him. And then Bill caught them, and then killed the wife's lover, then killed Venus because she was gonna leave him. And then after he killed those two, he went and laid on the railroad tracks, and the train ran him over. The baby was never found, so we don't know what happened to the baby, but it's obviously it died because they never found it. So we don't know if he shot the baby or what. My mother always said she wanted to see what was behind the baby's face in the basement, the concrete one. But my father said that if that baby was buried there, they should leave it to rest, which I guess, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, everybody involved is dead, and like digging up the baby's not really, there's no justice
You're not gonna get
to be had, but you don't necessarily want a dead baby body in your house.
you don't want that either.
But maybe that'll make it worse if you. I don't know. It's a real rock and a hard place there.
It is.
Yeah,
Just get the fuck out the house.
His mom wanted to dig it up and see what's under there. His dad said no. Oh, the famous paranormal investigator Brad Steiger came to our house with the famous medium Irene Hughes to investigate the house in the 70s and found it so interesting that he put it in one of his books. So this guy was like in the house when these motherfuckers were there. I saw the spirits of my parents there as they loved the place, and I even have a picture I took of when the house was vacant and someone was sitting in the spot my mother loved to sit in the porch. After my father passed, the house was rented out a few times. This is like he doesn't use any punctuation at all, so it's like insanely hard to read. So I believe it's an old person. He's just like,
Or his brain's just.
yeah. After my father passed, the house was rented out a few times and then sold. I just found out that the new owners are selling it, and the beautiful elm tree that stood over the house for 100 years is being cut down as I write this. The house is being moved or torn down, and the lot broken up, and probably going to be apartments put there. Sadly, this is crazy. Sadly, greed wins out over history, and they probably need money to feed their drug habits.
Damn.
You just assume these motherfuckers have drug habits?
Damn. We
I
went
don't
from
know.
weed to hardcore drugs.
I don't know if the ghost will stay with the house or if it's moved or stay on the property. I only know I'm heartbroken knowing the house will soon be gone and the ghost tours of Lincoln will be missing this great house and its history. So I don't know. There's a couple stories of this fucking house.
Damn.
Legit.
What's the address again?
Fuck, I don't even know. 1824 North 29th Street.
1824 North 29th.
But it might be gone now if they.
Let's see.
There's some stuff on UNL campus.
Damn, pop right up.
The
Oh, yeah. It's, oh, shit.
The haunted mall.
I know this area. Yeah, that house has been gone for years.
Yeah.
For years. Yeah, I know this area right here. My auntie lived in a house right on the corner. Yeah, weird little area. I used to live across the street from Antelope Park.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the part of town that would be haunted.
Yeah.
If there was a part of town that's haunted, it's like.
Like I said, this is an old ass. Lincoln's an old ass town. It was a wild ass town.
This one is the Aurora Witch. This is the last one we'll do.
Aurora.
The Aurora Witch in Aurora, Nebraska.
Been there.
This is anecdotal. There's no like
At the courthouse?
evidence about this. I don't know. Let's find out. In the 1800s, a woman was accused of being a witch. That did used to happen. That checks out. It was readily believed to be true, and she was burned at the stake or hanged. I don't know. Did we ever burn anybody at the stake in Nebraska? We're going to have to fact check that. Before she died, she swore to get revenge. This just sounds like...
I don't know if that was an American thing.
I'm not even going to read this. Well, it was like in Salem. Where's like Salem, Oregon or something? Salem, Massachusetts or some shit? Not Salem, Oregon. Oregon wasn't even a thing, probably.
Probably up there.
Because there's a Salem on each side of the country.
Right.
But it's probably the East Coast one.
Probably the East
probably
Coast.
Salem, Massachusetts.
Where
where were the Salem? Let's find that.
Where the culture was still probably burning people, hanging them.
Yeah. I'm not even going to finish reading this one. Cause
Yeah, that one sounded really bizarre.
A witch burned it. Not even bizarre. It's just like I've seen so many TV shows about that where it's like the ghost of a witch that got burned at the stake and she's swearing revenge on motherfuckers. That was in 1692 where the Salem witch trials. And so you're trying to tell me 100 years later we were burning motherfuckers at the stake in Nebraska? I doubt it.
Nah.
Yeah, it was Salem, Massachusetts between February 1692 and May 1693.
Okay,
so
1600s. Maybe they
They
were.
went fucking wild for a while.
Yeah, maybe they were back then.
Yeah, they definitely did that then.
No firearms.
They had firearms. I think they burned them because they thought that if they didn't, they could like come back to life or something. I don't know. Maybe next time we'll do the same.
Take them out completely.
Maybe next time we'll do the Salem witch trials and see what that was about. But it was a bunch of fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard that
Is
one.
what it was. It's crazy how easy it is to just like whip people up into a fucking frenzy where they murder each other, just because like somebody else said
something.
Yeah, somebody's like, she floats in the water. That means she's a fucking witch. Like
whole town coming to
or
get your
whatever.
ass
Yeah,
in
it's weird,
1622.
man. It's weird. It's like scapegoat shit or something. Like, oh, it was a bad harvest because the witch cursed the town
Right.
or whatever.
She made it rain.
Yeah.
I think we did read a story about that or something. Like somebody like, or I did.
Well, I'm gonna say like there's been so many like
Somebody
I've
brought
seen
bad
so
weather
many-
into the village, so they hunted them down and
I've seen
fucking
so many like TV shows and shit where that's what
took
happened.
them out.
Like I'm pretty sure like American Horror Story that probably happens 4 or 5 times. Fucking, you ever watch True Blood on HBO? It's about like vampires.
I think I have seen that. Older movie?
It's like it's not older. It was a HBO series, like 7 seasons of it. It's kind of like it's one of those like girl horny shows, you know, where the vampires are like hot and they're fucking
No, I don't think
all
I've ever
that
seen
shit.
that one.
Yeah, it's an HBO show. So there's a bunch of HBO shit.
Vampires.
Yeah, vampires, but they're hot.
Mm.
And then there's two vampires that like both love the same human woman, and they like fight about it.
I still gotta go see the movie Sinners. I still gotta go see.
Oh
that.
yeah, it's probably gonna be on fucking Disney
pretty
Plus
soon.
or something.
I think I saw that. It's gonna be streaming here in like a couple weeks, and I'm like, yeah, I'll just wait. I might just wait.
Yeah. Anyway, we're like at an hour and a half, so we gotta call it. It's a school night.
It is.
Yeah. Next time we'll dig more into the. I've never thought about just looking up Lincoln Urban Legends before I saw this Fishman shit.
Yeah, I gotta go.
And the Fishman's like, I don't know. I don't know about the Fishman. I'm kind of think maybe
that
the
sounds
fish,
like shrooms and acid.
Well, and even like the posts about the Fishman are like kind of funny. Like they write them kind of funny.
Right. That's what I said.
Like
This is kind of comical.
They're cracking jokes. So it's
kind
like
of comical.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Fishman is just something that one guy wanted to get going. And he was like, I saw this Fishman.
That's
and then,
the only.
And then he made another
conclusion
account.
I could come to the way these are written. It's like he wants this to catch on.
Well, and the second guy was like, was this some kind of Fishman? Like,
that's the only
like
thing I could come up with.
It's just it was funny.
And yeah, and I was like, yeah, I would, yeah.
I mean, maybe there is a Fishman, dude.
Nah, we don't know.
I'm not gonna stake it out. I'm gonna be honest.
Nasty ass lake out there.
Yeah, we could sit out there and stake out Holmes Lake. I'm not gonna.
I don't even think people fish out there.
Probably because of the Fishman. Well, and like, I don't know. If one was like 70, I feel like that's kind of old for the Fishman. You know, like how long does a Fishman live? Is there more than one Fishman?
Mm-hmm.
7 years, like
I know they dredged
7 years
lake.
is a long time for.
They did dredge that fucking thing about what 10, 12 years ago.
Well, there was a post from a year ago about them like looking for a body in there.
Yeah, I remember they dredged it.
Yeah, they would have found Fishman.
They would have found all. Yeah,
probably.
But where does the stream go to? See, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, he could leave.
That's what I'm saying. I don't
he
like when you said that earlier. I was like, holy fuck, where does it go to?
That's what I thought was weird about the post too. Is the dude talks about the stream for like 4 sentences. He's like, or maybe the stream goes into there, or this maybe it comes from there and comes into the lake. I don't know. So it's not really relevant to the story.
Yeah, it's not. But
I guess maybe it is.
Yeah, I don't know where that.
Because maybe the Fishman.
Once it goes under 70th, you don't know where that fucking thing goes.
That's his lair down there.
Damn, man, I might have to take my dogs out.
Sometimes he just comes out. For some reason, when I pictured him, you know, like the fish in SpongeBob, and they have pants on and shit. For some reason, like that's what I pictured.
Hey, did he have fingers in his?
That's before we looked up the Cleatar or whatever the fuck.
Cleezak.
Yeah. I was picturing like I was picturing.
I didn't know you was coming.
Oh, he didn't. That's why he was like, oh, fucking jumped in the water. Does the Fishman talk? I don't know. Yeah, like this. This is what I was picturing the Fishman. Like the one that
almost, like I'm like, what would this look like?
Yeah, like Fishman, like
what would this look like?
Yeah, this moment. That's exactly what I.
Did he have legs?
Well, it sounds like he walks on 2 legs and he's very man-like, but he's just also very fish-like.
Yeah, I'm crazy. We just gotta wait for some more encounters.
If you're out there, Fishman, if you listen to the show,
holla at us.
Come get on the mic, dude.
Or if anybody else has any Fishman
if you've
stories,
seen the Fishman, you should ask Justin about Fishman.
I'm gonna have to. This motherfucker done caught fish like he don't know what it is. Like, I'll have him send you the picture.
The Fishman out there.
Look like a
experiment.
A white. It was about 80 pounds. It was, man, that fucking thing was so massive. I was like, hey, bro, what is that? He said, I don't know. This motherfucker been fishing since, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, I'm gonna have him send you a picture of that fish. I don't know what lake he was at. Yeah. But he said they came in and took it from him. And
that's fucking crazy.
Had to check it in. He was going to toss it back in. He was like, nah, they came and took that motherfucker.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to know about this fish.
You're supposed to know about this shit.
That's
Maybe
crazy.
Fishman is something we're not supposed to know about.
Fishman, the government experiment, Fishman.
Shit's being brought to light.
Anyway, if you have a Fishman type thing,
Please let us know. We will not make fun of
it. We're going to keep Googling. We should... Have you heard about like the skunk man and all that shit? I should get a list of all the weird like whatever man. There's all kinds of animal man. There's fish man, goat man,
And before we go,
the Jersey Devil,
and
shit.
I always use movies. The movie Hellboy. Like that motherfucker Adolf
tight.
was like really trying to do that with people.
That's true.
Trying to make them.
There's a fish man in that movie too.
Oh yeah, the dude in it. Man. Damn.
Full circle. It's coming
Damn.
full circle.
Full circle again.
All right. Have a good week.
I'll